Hello, I'm Stuart Shepherd from Seven Seasons Mortgage Originators. We often get asked questions by people, and I thought that I would share one of these questions with you today and give you the answer to the question. The question that was raised was from somebody who had gone to the bank on his own to apply for a home loan. He'd gone to the bank and submitted his application, and he had a day or two left before the offer to purchase expired, before the loan had to be granted. And he was then told by the bank that the loan had been declined. They said to him it was no reflection on him, but they wouldn't grant the loan. And he asked us why this was the case. Well, we did some checking, and it turned out that he had put in an offer to buy a unit in the sectional title complex. What happens is that sometimes the bank actually limits its exposure in a sectional title complex. And in this instance, if there were, for example, 100 units, the bank had an exposure of only 30%, so they didn't want to lend money to more than 30 of those 100 units. What happened was when the application went in, the bank had already reached this limit of 30, and so they declined the loan. The trouble is that what the person did is he went to the bank, and then he got his forms together, and then they sent it into home loans, and then it was looked at, and then it was sent back to the bank, and then he was advised, no, it wasn't agreed, and his loan was declined. But he then only had a few days left to try and get a loan from another bank who had no knowledge of him, and he had none of his documents because he had handed all his documents away. Now, this is yet another example of why it's worthwhile to come to a good mortgage originator to apply for your home loan. A mortgage originator does not charge you for the services that are offered, and he takes as much pain out of the process as possible. In this instance, what we would have done, we would have gone to at least two banks, so that even if they both granted the loan, the person would see how the market views him, and then he would have a good comparison and know, well, this is what the one bank will give me, and this is what the other bank will give me. And he doesn't just sit there in the dark, so to speak, hoping that the loan that he's been given is a good one. But what it would mean is that if the one bank said no because they had reached their exposure limit, so the chances are that the other bank would have agreed to the loan. So if you're wanting to apply for a loan, there are many reasons why it can be declined, but to take as much pain out of the process as possible, it's always worthwhile to go to a good mortgage originator like Seven Seasons Mortgage Originators and ask them to assist you. It'll be a much more pleasant experience, and we look forward to helping you and your friends and your colleagues. I hope that this answer was useful. Thank you. Bye.